Welcome everybody to our forecast for July 2019. Energies graded for energetically sensitives and empaths. My name is Jona Bryndis. I'm a professional energy healer, energy coach, and mentor. And I'm trying to help you to prepare, maybe to anticipate, and maybe also to help contribute to making this transition into this new reality that we all feel as energetically sensitives, in which we see ourselves as a more integrated and more whole, authentic self, right, to make this a little easier for ourselves and others. So July is a continuation of June energies. If you have watched the June forecast, you've heard me talk about transformation, deconstructing, reconstructing, all kinds of esoteric, but also very practical terms that I'm using there. And in July now, we're reaching the, well, if you will, the pinnacle of that. So this deconstruct in order to reconstruct, this transformation that we here as a whole collective, as a whole sort of human field of consciousness that we are undergoing, is now starting to really manifest in this sort of visible realm. Okay, so up until now, and especially in June, a lot of the input that we have been receiving was through our 6th and 7th chakra, was, you know, in this spiritual realm. A lot of you guys had nightmares, you had strong visions, very strong energetic sensations, buzzing. Those of you who are trained in discerning and differentiating this had very strong energies coming in, downloads, and so forth. These things are now shifting into a more, well, I want to say more of a physical sense. They will not truly manifest yet. That will be part of the second half of the year. So these fiery energies that are coming in here in July, that bring in that turbo, that bring in the boost for this transformation that we are all feeling, they will take until the end of the year to, well, to then literally germinate and begin to truly manifest in our collective energies, visible for everyone. Right now, we are here as energetically sensitives and empaths with this fated destiny, if you will, with this predestined ability to feel all these things coming on way before they manifest. And there are some very interesting, timely, or interesting aspects in regards to space and time here, especially in July. So I mentioned a little bit in June already, and if you've been watching the energy updates here and there, I explain this a little deeper, but what we are experiencing here, this collective evolution, all right, this has been going on for 20, 30 years already, and probably already for much longer. I'm a little bit over 50 years old, so I can't really vouch for the time before that. I do have some memory of that. But the point here is that what is happening right now is not a new thing. We all came here to witness this, to consciously experience this, to consciously observe this, and this is the part here for most of you energetically sensitives and empaths that always makes you cringe when I say it. But this is also the part here that that kind of forces us to come out of the woodwork, because we bring in these abilities to transcode, to translate these higher vibratory energies, which then calls us to actually help with it, to contribute, to assist others. And in the past, we've run into a lot of issues with this, because we have been sort of in our own processing of truth and seeing and breaking through this barrier, this matrix barrier. Okay, we've run into a lot of resistance with other people, and a lot of self-doubt, and a lot of self-sabotage and self-imposed restrictions, as well as, you know, pretending and things where we have been, you know, felt compelled to conform and to please, just so that we felt a little bit of reassurance that it's okay to be here in this physical body. But this is changing now, guys. You will know, if you follow this calling to fully embody your soul self, you will now feel the strength that comes with this. And sometimes also, this is the part here that we need to like really work on in these next 6 months, the balancing of that power. So sometimes also with the downside of it, to go into specialness with this, to go into superiority with this, or feel chosen, or feel like you have to save the world, is not what we are predestined for. We all feel these energies and learn, you know, or felt prompted to learn how these energies work and how we can train this eighth sense in us, not in order to become more powerful. This may be our ego that initially thought it'd be a good deal if it did that, but we came here to do this because we wanted to be here. And this choice, this devotion to our energetic self, to our true self, and with it also our soul self, then comes also with responsibilities, with integrity issues. And so here, this month of July poses a bit of a difficult time, because the outside, you know, the majority of people on this planet will perceive this as a disastrous month. There will be specific times here, especially around the eclipses. So we have a solar eclipse here coming up on the 2nd of July, and a lunar eclipse around the 16th of July, that will bring in massive intensities. And this month, especially in the emotional, it is that immature, that naive, and also not very sophisticated ego aspect in us that is resisting the letting go of, you know, some of the payoffs that we are still getting through this spiritual superiority. Okay, so the resistance here comes from, on one hand, growing into our soul self, and on the other hand, having to let go of that spiritual specialness, that spiritual superiority that helped us to cope with some of the degradation and some of the trauma that we've experienced in the past as empaths, as people, you know, space cadets, or people that were laughed, you know, at, or made fun of, or, you know, being crazy made. These times are over now, guys. But July is a time here where you're going to see this start manifesting in people, the craziness. We'll have another wave of truths coming forward in our collectives here, you know, as a whole collective in our societies. This will trigger massive kind of betrayal in people, where they literally stop believing in government, stop believing in the banking system, stop believing in more or less all the values that they have been believing in. And this is the reason why I reminded everyone last month to really go into the deeper values, the deeper integrity in your personal virtues and integrity, because you're going to need that. If you don't know what you stand for, you're going to fall for anything. This will be very, very shaky here in July. So not to create this doomsday kind of feeling, and I can say this in all confidence, because I know that you guys are not going to experience it the way the majority of the people will. And why are you not experiencing? Not because you're special chosen, because you can already feel this. You have been going through things that have trained you in the past. So now, guys, is the time to follow it, to come out of the woodwork, to truly anchor it in the physical, to truly embody this true self identity that you have been working on all these years, decades, for many of you. This increasing intensity, guys, will not allow you to do that all around anymore with this. By the end of July, you'll understand why I'm saying it this way. This intensity will continue, and we will see in October, we'll see the first manifestations of this. So crypto fans, crypto hodlers, guys, this is it. It's starting. And by October, you're going to know why you followed your inner prompting to look at the crypto market a year or two ago, because that's when we will see massive, massive changes happening here in our financial systems, in our communicational systems, and how transactions are taking place. So your trust and your patience, they will pay out for you, and it will show you that you can trust in your inner, in your true self guidance. So this is what you just have to continue to follow. You just have to, and let it unfold. You don't need to control, anticipate anything. You just got to go with it now. All right. But the embodiment also includes your physical, and I want to send out a big warning here to all of you. I know that this is not just July energies, but it starts now. This winter, or here in our northern hemisphere, starting October, November, there's going to be some new severe issues with viruses and bacteria. There's going to be some issues with health as a whole collective. And those of us with a compromised immune system, those of us with chronic inflammations, we need to shape up. This is the time now. It gives you 3-4 months. Within 4 months, your entire blood, every single cell in your blood replaces itself. All right, you can change the composition of your immune system, of your neurotransmitters within 4 months, guys. You can change every single cell in your body within 12 to 18 months. This is the time. You've got to shape up physically. Exercise, water, herbs, oils, and superfoods. Stay away from things that are toxic for you. Stay away from things that you know are not good for you. So this is very individual. Find someone who can give you nutritional counseling or coaching. Read up on it. Google it. Superfoods, anti-inflammatory foods. Learn everything about the vagus nerve. Learn everything about deep breathing, I am breathing, and meditation, mindfulness techniques, because those are the things that can allow you to activate your predestined, self-healing ability, your predestined self-healing powers. But you've got to incorporate, you've got to embody this now. Okay. On an emotional level, for the month of July, it's emotional havoc. So you better allow yourself to have intense emotions, because you're going to have them. And it is not about how you judge your emotions at all. It is about how you process your emotions and how you interpret them. And see, the interpretation is the part where your mind comes in. That is where things go wrong. It's not the emotion itself. It's how your mind interprets it and how you then, as a result, feel about it. So in the workshop that we had here in Iceland, which was phenomenal, by the way, and captured those intense summer solstice energies in a just perfectly magical and serene way. I mentioned this already. I said, learning to discern between your emotions, sensations, feelings, and thoughts is essential for every empath. Energetic training is imperative for energetically sensitives and empaths, and of course anybody in the future, because it's part of our overall collective evolution. This is where we're all going. It changes our neurological structure, it changes our cell memory, it changes our DNA, guys, and there is no woo-woo involved in this. This is measurable, this is proven. We just gotta make the step now to finally incorporate this into our scientific model and into our evidence-based model, into our Western medicine, and also in our financial models. Okay, so this isn't as easy as we think, just because it's provable that energy fields affect our emotions, affect our physiology, affect our spiritual and sort of etheric energy. Doesn't mean that it's accepted information. This is not accepted. And why is that? Because it tunes us into our subjectivity, it tunes us into our own personal reference feelings, into our own personal lexicon of sensations. And this is what this empath training is all about. You've got to learn your own language of the soul. It's the light language that we are learning to transcode here. And if you haven't noticed this yet, this is the reason why transCODES is called transCODES, because that's what these phenomenal energy coaches and healers like myself here at transCODES do for other people. We help you transcode the language of your soul, the light language, all right? And these higher vibratory energies are fields that are beginning to more and more manifest here around us. They are triggering this in us. They are giving us these downloads. They are triggering these deeper insights, these new perspectives. So get ready, guys, because July is going to be intense, emotionally intense. A lot of people will lose it. You'll start seeing people going nuts, and even in your personal lives, especially your families. You're going to have to clean up a little bit of your etheric ties and some of your karmic relationships, karmic family stuff. This is what we do here every day at transCODES. So please ask if you do not understand what I mean with this, if you're hearing this for the first time. Many of you will also feel the need to seek a new home, a more conducive work, a more like less toxic environment, less toxic relationships. And you might find yourself like almost trying to seek to find a new family as in larger, as in greater family, as in community, as in sharing resources, as in self-sustained living, as in literally choosing your own family, regardless of your like say biological lineage. Okay, because this is what supports your true identity. This is where our true identity, say our soul identity, where our soul grouping, our soul family finds its home. So don't be surprised if the month of July is a lot about moving, refurbishing, finding a new job, starting from scratch. There's a huge boost in regards to what makes us feel secure, what makes us feel safe emotionally, but also really on this first chakra level, on this fundamental security level. Prepare for a lot of resistance, for a lot of debilitation and restriction to come in, especially in regards to communication, like finding the right words to express all these emotions will be the big task. This emotional literacy, as I called it, build emotional vocabulary. Guys, humans have 34,000 emotions, and the majority of us only use 8 descriptors for our emotions, and some of us actually only use 2. You know what these 2 are? Good or bad. How you feeling? Good. bad. You know how to go bad. You know, this is very, very restricted. And there's ways to tune into this. You know, coaches can do this for you, therapists can do this for you, but you can also, you know, engage in, you know, really becoming more aware of all these different emotions and nuances. And how can we do this? By allowing ourselves to go into this deeper feeling, to feel deeper, to reflect more, to no longer be afraid of our fears, our pains, our suffering, our grieving. July will bring a lot of grieving, guys. It will bring in this feeling of loss. But let me tell you, this isn't loss. This is more like a nostalgia, that part of your energy sort of, you know, has to come to terms with, to let that go. But it's not real. Okay? What's real is what you truly want, who you truly are, and where your journey has already predisposed you to go. You just have to make this conscious now. All right? So don't be afraid of this emotional stuff coming up in you now. It's very interesting what happens when you begin to accept your emotions, when you begin to accept your needs and your wants and start communicating them, even if it doesn't come out perfectly yet. You know, remind yourself that you can always correct what you say. You know, one of my favorite phrases, and I have already started using this week a lot, is, sorry, what I really meant to say was, or let me rephrase this didn't come out right, or let me feel this out. I haven't really felt into this, or I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about this. Just give me a little bit of time, a little bit of space to process that. Or simply saying, I don't know. I don't know yet. I just feel that it's the right thing. And then those of you who have been working on this for a while already and who feel more at ease with going into your true self and expressing that, you can remind yourself on your true self identity in you through saying, because I feel like it, or because it feels right, or because it doesn't feel right. You hear me? You don't have to have reasons. That's just your ego pulling you into your schisms. You don't have to be afraid of your shadow. And just a big shout out here to anyone who is spreading this misinformation that there is no need to process our shadows, no need to work with our ego. All this is going to happen automatically or by itself just because those higher vibratory energies are coming in. Forgive me my English, but this is total BS. These higher vibratory fields coming into the planetary collective here are making them more apparent and bringing them out more. They are emphasizing them, they're accelerating them, they're making them worse. And each and every one of us, you know, refusing or avoiding or hiding, you know, from this ego part within us will have a really hard time if you are not willing to face your own stuff. But once you agree to do so, you recognize that there's actually nothing to be afraid of. So in this sense, guys, there's nothing to be afraid of in July, but we will see a lot of shit happen, okay? It feels fiery, it feels earthquakey, it feels like, it reminds me of something that happened 2 years ago in Iceland when there was this huge volcano eruption. Lots of earthquakes, of course, also in other parts of the world, but this volcano eruption created a lot of ashes and a lot of floods, and these ashes then debilitated the air traffic in entire Europe. I'm seeing something similar happen. It could be in Iceland, but it could be somewhere else in the world that can lead to other kinds of disruption and also misfiring, the misfiring of something. So Don't think too much about this. There'll be things that go down here in July. But remember, it's actually more December that we need to worry about, because all this now is still just the pinnacle, okay? The actual deconstruct and reconstruct is going to happen after this, starting here by the end of July towards the end of December. So yes, this sounds a bit gloomish, I admit, but I don't really mean it that way, because with it also comes a phenomenal opportunity, a phenomenal opening for all of us, especially those of us who have already been consciously working on this. All right, so you'll be so clear this month about what needs to be done. You just got to do it now. Any kind of reasoning, any kind of why you're not doing it, although you already know that this is what you got to do, we call this an energetic schism, or inner conflict, if you will. But all that does is stresses you out, creates pain, suffering, resistance, fear, anger, resentment. So it's your choice now, guys. Again, I'm looking forward to these times, and I hope that you guys get through this. Obviously, here at transCODES, we work with this every day. So check the new July calendar. We're going to take the first couple days here in July, 2nd till 4th, as an opportunity to go really, really deep with our soul integrity marathon. So if this is of interest for you, check this out. Also, I've noticed a lot of people should actually check out the training club, the monthly training club. That's 30 days unlimited energy sessions here with us at transCODES. All workshops, all sessions, everything is included. Especially if you've never really worked with energy and mindfulness, this could be a really, really cool way to begin. Or check out our Heart Warrior program, where we sort of tailor a 90-day program for you. Okay, everyone. I'm wishing you a wonderful July. Again, intense, so you might as well just embrace it and enjoy the unfoldment of it. We're going to try our best here to support you in your personal process. So thank you very much for coming and for contributing. Love you guys. Tune in and share the video. Bye-bye. Soul integrity. To the love and peace within, I dedicate myself. I am one with my true self, the part in me that is unchanging, eternal, and infinite. On this journey to becoming a true self, I am accompanied by the divine soul of my true origin. I embrace the ways of my heart as evolutionary path of my being, and trust in the inner connection to my soul to guide me on my way home. I accept all experiences as important learning experiences and feel nothing but gratitude for every opportunity to feel truth within. Every challenge I face is an offering to surrender my ego perception to my higher power. I am willing to let go of all ego illusions, guilt, fear, worry, and suffering,
aware or unaware. The only way for me to navigate back to my soul self is by inviting a new perspective on life itself. For this, I consciously align my perception to the divine consciousness permeating through me. Yes, I want to feel. I want to feel when I'm afraid, when I'm distracting myself with control or judgment. I want to feel the I am in me fully. And I will forgive myself for my choices in the past and choose to trust instead. Because I no longer agree to harboring negativity in me. I only listen to the voice in me that speaks to me in truth, remembrance, and knowingness in my heart. Standing within this truth of my heart, I can clear all attachments, limitations, energetic ties and karmic binds in any dimension or time, to any person, entity, ego, or collective perception. Nothing and no one has the right to violate or compromise my soul's integrity. I am present at all moments, and I know the difference between my sensations, my feelings, my emotions, and my thoughts. By allowing my higher power to shine through me, through this, I am reclaiming my freedom to choose life and give myself permission to love again. Now and at all times, I love who I am. True self, thank you for the gift of awareness, as it shows me when I need to stand my ground, when I need to let go, when I need to connect more, and when I need to leave behind what no longer serves my highest potential. Through you, I can humbly admit that my ego is without integrity, as it is unable to see or feel truth. Thank you for showing me the path of my heart to my soul, and for encouraging me to embrace and express who I truly am. Through you within me, I can see myself through the same eye in which the divine sees me. Yes, I am coming home. I consciously choose to be an awakened soul in any dimension or time. rest in my heart, as all there's left to do is to live and create my life, following the light of love and truth in my heart. Thank you.